Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link.
Before you get it, baby, show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Oh, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. You walk right past me, pretending like you don't see what's yours for the taking tonight.
How many times is he going to hit that damn bell? As many as I want to. Because that's the bell of purpose. And I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm here on purpose. And we're going to do everything with what happens in here today on purpose. With purpose. I'm a purpose believer. Are you? Put it in the comments. Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday. A weird day for a lot of people. Mine got off to a cray-cray start today. Did not want to get up again. Did not want to get up. I'm just keep it real. I hit that snooze 3 times and then got up and had to, play catch up. So here we are. It is 12:11. Love all those numbers. We are easing our way towards what? Charlie O. St. Nicholas. How okay, status check. Yeah, I ask you guys at least twice a week. Percentage wise, how close are you to being finished with your Christmas shopping? I am 91.63333%. And I have today is like Mondays are like a weekend day for me because I work one day on the weekend. So I take Mondays to do production work. So today I'm going to the mall. That's the last place I go, the mall. Ugh. And I try to go when no one's there. Ugh, can't stand it. So anyway, I'm finishing up a couple announcements real quick. Great guest for you today, by the way. Are you a spiritual rock star? We're going to find out if you have what it takes to be qualified as a spiritual rock star. I think you are. We're going to find out from our guest today. So here's what I wanted to tell you guys. Remember last week we got the emergency call? I think it was Thursday night it came in from wait a minute. I'm trying to where? Okay. I'm still catching up. About our friend here. We have a sick horse on our hand. J.R. Smith over at the Veterans Ranch hit me up and asked if I could get all of us to help. I have done it, and I'm hoping you will. They're looking for people to donate. This is one of their new horses. He has colic. I guess the vet has to come out like 2 or 3 times, sometimes a day, and it's very expensive. And I have known these guys, JR and his team, for years. They do wonderful work helping veterans. I myself am a veteran. Yes, and I just graduated from therapy since 1983. I was in therapy from my time in the military and other things. Just finished that up. And it takes a lot. You come out with a lot of PTSD depending on how you've served and where you served. So anyway, they are asking for our help so they don't have to get rid of this horse, which they so desperately need. And so I am looking. I know there it is. So there it is, the veteransranch.org/donate. If you have I know it's a hard time. It's that time of year, but pass up a cup of coffee instead of putting it in. Taking nothing from you people at the Salvation Army. Bell ringers, love you. Hats off to you. But if you can help out the Veterans Ranch, please do. J.R. Smith, thank you so much over there. And if you go to Facebook, you'll find out all about them. The Veterans Ranch, just look them up. Let me see. I finally got this guy back to. I got him to leave. He sat here in my house almost, 4 hours on Friday after I found him asleep on my porch. Finally. Okay, I'm back. If you find any little midget UPS men out on your door stoop like I did, hey, take a picture like I did. People love him. Yeah, so he said he was just resting his eyes. He was here all day and ate up everything in the kitchen. So, Daniel John Hanneman. I say Hanneman, it's Hanneman. Met him. I'm eating my vegetarian sausage, by the way. Met him in San Diego back when I was out there. Was it September? I think it was September. And we were roommates, right? And we said first night we were the ones who hit it off. We talked. He stood in. I had a cancellation when I was there, and he came in last minute 2 days in a row. Got up one day. He had the wrong day. My fault. And just a great guy. Oh, okay. Now I'm getting excited. Last thing. Guess where I'm going Friday? I'll do the show Friday, but I will be live from this person's house Monday and Tuesday. I'm going there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday for 5 straight days of intensive, are you ready for this? Transcendental meditation coaching by his wife. And guess who it is? Yep, I'm hanging with the Chopras. Oh, wait a minute. First the Chopras, next the Oprahs. I'm just saying, anything's possible. Yeah, I'm going to Boston. I'm going to be hanging out with my good friend Sanjeev, brother of who you saw there, Deepak, and I'm hoping you know, his brother might just be hanging out with, homeless or something and need to live there for a minute. But I'm telling you, Sanjeev Chopra, this man is just a spiritual guru. His stories, I could just sit at his feet and listen for days on end. So we're going to do a lot of lives with him next week. Going to have a lot of opportunity for you all to get up close and personal and meet him. So get ready for that. So Daniel is here. I just love this guy. He's a master intuitive business coach. He is also the host of the Spiritual Rockstar podcast. Love it because I have rock stars in my coaching program, the LMH Coaching Rockstars. Hey, y'all. That was a shameless plug in case you were wondering. Yes. And this guy, I just want to get him in here. And we're going to show you his website, talk about what he does. His story is absolutely incredible. He is the second time guest here, but just get ready. Let's get started. Be prepared to be amazed and have your questions ready because he's got answers. Trust me. And he does downloads like I do. He has the gift of downloads. So get ready. Hey.
Hey, Lauren. So good to be with you.
How are you? I'm finally finished with my sausage, so I'm not going to eat with my mouth full anymore. How are you today? How have you been?
I'm good. It's an amazing time right now. We got the 12/12 portal tomorrow and getting prepared. So
what's the 12/12 portal?
12/12 portal is time of things coming to completion, new things wanting to be born. We're going into the galactic center, and we've just got so many new things to harness. For me, the portals, they've all kinds of write-ups about what it's about. But for me, it's just a huge opportunity for more expansion for people that are looking for that see it as a sign, right? There's that 12/12 portal. We're going to use this to, for whatever. But I feel
that's a real thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a big thing in numerology. And
well, listen, here. I had this little thing I do where I'd leave for about a minute and let the guest create a vibe, with the audience. So while you're doing that and no one can see me, I'm going to see if I can find just a little something on this 12/12 portal.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Okay, take it away. I'll be right back.
All right. So, yeah, the 12/12 portal is an opportunity right now for us to really harness energies that are available, like whether it's from belief or you believe like in numerology and astrology and all this stuff, like ultimately what matters is there's an intention, there's an idea that this is a powerful opportunity. And we do have an opportunity to, based on planet alignments and everything else, and with those numbers to create some more magic. Do you ever see repeating numbers, right? So 12/12 is a repeating number. And there's a power to that when we allow ourselves to let it be a divine recognition. We get into a divine recognition that we are that one with the infinite. So we're utilizing that portal by having a call. I'm having a call tomorrow on that because right now I feel like we're being asked to wake up rapidly, right? It's time to wake up and rock those businesses right now. Let's not mess around any longer. And so we've got that opportunity to slingshot ourselves with these portals. So what did you find?
Well, first of all, clearly it's a lot of people who talk about this thing are long-winded. They must be related to me. Because
and a pause. That's right.
You laughed just a little bit too quickly and a little bit too robustly. So what you trying to say, Daniel? I'm just kidding.
I love it.
Nothing none of them didn't say. Everybody was like, Lord, that's an understatement. So look, I was looking, everything was like 25 minutes or longer. So I found the shortest one. Of course, we don't have to watch the whole thing, but I figured if it's short, we'll get to the meat a lot faster. So let's just see what they say. This one is it's by the Energy. Who is this? Energy Update. Oh, the Natural Healer. Okay. The 12/12 portal is opening. Energy Update. Get ready. They say it's beautiful.
The last numerological portal of the year is fast approaching, and it is going to be an absolute cracker.
Cracker?
The 12th day of the 12th month is deep in Sagittarius season and called the 12-12 Sagittarius portal.
I had no idea.
It just so happens that this auspicious day coincides with the new moon in Sagittarius.
Yep.
This is highly significant
Look at
because their
you.
energies are complementary and will boost each other in a major way. It is a time of magnificent new beginnings.
Yeah?
It is time to dream your biggest and best dream. This brilliant combination of energies will be the perfect platform to help prepare you for all that the winter solstice will bring on December 22nd.
1222. Okay.
Is a magical doorway to the higher realms that can accelerate your healing journey. It can do this because you gain access through this doorway to expanded states of consciousness, higher levels of awareness, and high-frequency energies.
New light.
Portal transmits activation codes down onto the entire planet, flooding it with waves of powerful energy. This energy
Really?
is full of light codes that will trigger your DNA to activate and help you evolve for your highest possible good. So much support from the higher realms is available at this time. At this portal, you will be offered an energetic doorway through which you can pass and leave the unwanted, outdated, and denser aspects of your past behind, so you can then step into a higher frequency and more authentic version of yourself. How good does that sound? You
That
can make the
jacket's on
most
sale
of
at
this
Target right
powerful
now. I
day
saw it
to
yesterday.
connect more fully
I'm not
with
kidding,
your
I did.
nature and authentic self,
Cool.
choosing to
Okay. So
That's powerful. Yeah, that's great.
yeah. So Daniel, you knew about this. I am just oblivious to so many things. It's just like, like when I go on the road and stuff, I'm sitting next to somebody who's a big name and I don't know who they are. So I was like, do you know you were sitting next to Sharon Lecter? I was like, Sharon who? I just don't know so much. I'm like ignorant to a lot. I seriously, that's why we should never assume. Thank you for agreement. Because I kind of Helen Kellered my way, and still do in a lot of ways, but I am like going to Sanjiv's house. That's because I got a download since I saw you. I was told that my goal they said until further notice is for me to consistently and conscientiously do things to raise my temple.
Yes.
Raise my tempo. And I Googled it. What does this mean? And I know that it just means for me to like build higher floors, make it taller. And so these things sound differently now. Like when you said, oh yeah. Now I just don't go, well, that's nice. That's for Daniel to know and not Lauren. When that happens with me now, I write it down and then I start researching because it's time. That's the thing that I love about the universe. It deals with us on a need to know basis, which is based on our individual need to grow basis. And so tell me, so you knew that tomorrow was 12/12. Did you prep for it? What are you going to do? How are you going to capitalize on this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm preparing by shedding my old stuff, because it's coming up. I've been very like elevated and very like intense as well. So for me, I feel like you have to be willing to confront the shadow, as they say, right? The shadow within us, all the heaviness, all the what the hell's going on here, down here in this earth, right? All this stuff that we're dealing with that we say is going on out there, right? But it's also inside us. So when I've made an agreement to be, I don't know, warrior for the light or whatever you want to call it, a leader in the light, you in my opinion, okay, it's debatable, but I think you open yourself to more heavy energy because there's a sense of a force inside of ourselves or outside of ourselves, you could say too, or whatever is coming at us, right?
Let's unpack that one. Heavy energy. So that people don't think it's like, oh, there's heavy energy. Oh Lord, it's too much. But when you say heavy energy, is energy is it quantifiable? Does it come in pints, quarts, and gallons?
It comes more in a quality, I would say.
So talk about. So when you said that, I'm learning. What did you mean when you said heavy energy?
Yeah. Well, it can show up as anxiety, depression, anger,
Oh, so energy that is not serving. That's interesting. Believe it or not, Daniel, I never thought of negative. Well, yeah, of course there's negative energy, but heavy energy I had never heard. So how do you shed it? You said you were shedding it. How?
You have to call in more of your light, the light that you are. Like I was feeling this the other day, like I had a lot going on, and just I pick up a lot of energy, so I have to constantly be watching it because I am able to read energy like crazy, right? So
Really?
it's like up on yeah, exactly. Like I last night I was dreaming, I was processing things. I saw your dad. Like all this stuff's going on. We could talk about that too, but
You saw
like
whose dad?
I believe it was your dad. Like he had like gray hair around the side, and then he was bald on the top. I don't know if that looks like any of your dads,
He
but
was.
okay,
I never met him in person. I only saw
okay,
pictures and I talked to him on the
okay.
phone the day he died, a deathbed thing.
I pick up on a lot of energy, so when it comes in, I have to realize, okay, yes, there may be something going on in my consciousness, but I can just be around somebody, they're having an anxiety attack, and if I'm not careful, I'll have one. Like that happened a couple weeks ago. Like also I'm like, I'm feeling it now, and so is this constant thing where we have to be diligent to, because I'm basically in agreement of here to help expand the light within myself and others, right? As
Yeah.
a light leader. And so as I'm doing that, I'm also empathic. Empathic means I can feel and pick up and even emerge myself in other people's energy fields, which is hazardous, right? But I
Because you
can do
shouldn't
that.
hold it. Is that right? When people like healers.
Well, if you want to stay lighter, yeah. If you want to transmute the energy, I mean, that is one way you could do it by feeling it. I mean, then utilizing what you know about energy to clear it if you know how to do that. But yeah, what you want to do is they always talk about cord cutting, right? You feel the energy come in. Okay, this isn't mine. You might cut it. You might imagine there's a cord of energy between you and that person, cutting that cord. You can take that energy and just send it out into a black box and blow it up or something. Like there's all kinds of ways of like trying to distill the energy. What I like to do these days in part as well is to actually really immerse myself and feel the energy fully, and then let the light pour in from there. So those are things that are going on for me just without me even asking for it, just happening because
Can
of
we
when you make an agreement, Lauren, you know this, when you make an agreement to go in a direction, you're going to have to face certain things.
yeah.
Things are going to come up. It's not going to be like, well, like for most people anyway, it's not like, well, I just had a funnest time ever. And if people say that, they're just lying. I mean, you face contractions, you face challenges, you face this shadow. Now, some people spin the shadow to their advantage, right? They use it for manipulation, lies, and all kinds of stuff, and stay in the shadows, right?
Mm.
Or they passively may just sit back and hide from the shadow. That's another coping mechanism. So you could use the shadow as power, as underworld power to seduce people and bring people along the way. Or you could just not use the shadow and just like be passive and just lay back in life and be like, okay, I'm a worker bee. I'm just supposed to do my job in the world and all that stuff. But when you're saying I'm going to transcend or transmute or integrate or whatever you want to call it, that's a big one, right? That's a big one when you're saying I'm ready to really do that, not only for myself, but in the collective. Oh, yeah. I've had people visit, knock on my doors, dark players on the planet. I know it sounds crazy to some people. They're like, knock, knock, knock. Hey, why don't you join us? I'm like, won't be doing it.
Oh yeah, because they recruit all the time.
Yeah. Well,
Hey,
see,
buddy,
you know
how
that
you
one
doing?
for sure.
Oh yeah. I'll be walking and minding my own business. They'll be like, hey, mind if I join you? I'm going this way too. So how you been? Haven't seen you come through here lately. I wondered if you'd come back. Hey, you want some of this? Look what I got. All kinds of get away from me. Leave me alone. Oh, no, I told right. Absolutely right. But let's do this since it's happening. Because
Yes.
we don't plan what's going to happen on these
Right.
shows. I don't send out a list of questions or none of that. So let's talk about this thing tomorrow. This 12-12 portal. Just that word. would have made my grandma Callie go, "Oh, Lord Jesus, I'm getting on my knees. I'm praying for you. You're going all up in that devil stuff." You know, right. Portal, you know, seriously,
Yes.
you know, when you hear those terms, when you think back to, like, let's talk about it, you know, childhood stories and things, you know, that they read you bedtime stories and stuff. You hear the word portal, it sounded like magic or something, which then religious fundamentalists would say, aha. So let's talk about this whole thing about, like, how do you know? Is there a book or something? You have an app on your phone that tells you, oh, next Thursday, the 14th, is Galactic so-and-so day or whatever. How do you know these things if it hadn't come out of your mouth when you first came in? Yeah, tomorrow's the 12/12 portal. I wouldn't not have known.
Right. Well, people, it's astrology is what it is as far as a lot of that stuff.
Oh, we're back to the devil stuff.
Hey, right. But I don't study any of this stuff, Lawrence. I'm not an expert to talk about it. I only
Okay, talk about it based on how you deal with it, which is
yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So the way it is for me is when I notice the energy and then I notice, oh yeah, it's a 12/12 thing is not. I'm not a researcher on that kind of thing usually. I'm actually doing for a business right now. I was putting up promotions and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
I also do marketing and sales as well. So I was doing that for a client of mine. And
was that just a shameless plug?
Sure, why not? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, sure. Then let's just get it out there. Go ahead.
I do marketing and sales. All right. So I was putting up the promotions for her. She knows all about it because she's researched it, right? So there's a new opportunity. There's with the new, she's doing both with the 12/12 and the new moon later, like just like in the video. She's last, and then she added to it. There's fortuitous things, this and that coming. And for me, I'm just like, okay, yeah. I mean, like I'm like already know that because I already can feel it, right? I can always feel what's the copy is saying. Like I can feel this huge opportunities going on because next year is just like it's a huge opportunity, but there's huge chaos that's going to be coming through, and we have got to be prepared. This year, before this year started, I did prophesize. I says, now I've got a pretty good chance of being right each year, but I did say there's going to be something huge that happens in the world, and people will be really scared for a while, but we'll be all right. Well, that was the whole Israel thing. That whole thing just popped up on, whoa, what's happening over there? Oh, it's right. Free, it's coming right now, and all this stuff. Like, no, as it turns out, it doesn't look that way at the moment, right, anymore. So we pick up on these things, and I'm telling you guys, next year, there's going to be a number of blips. There's going to be a number of things like, oh, my God, we got this happen. Oh, my God, this is happening. And so the thing to transport ourselves through all this is to utilize portals like this, in my opinion, to strengthen ourselves, to awaken, to prepare, to prepare for what's ahead, because things are going to be waving out in the, unfolding, waving, and the waving meaning it's shaking us, in the collective consciousness. Oh, right.
Yeah. Yes.
Fear, maybe anxiety, maybe like, oh my God, we need to get stockpiles of food and water, and oh my God, we got to look out. We're all going to be poor. We're all going to be on the streets, but each of these waves, just like COVID, it awakens us. It helps us realize how blessed we are actually, and every day, every moment, just our presence, just our breath, right? And we are blessed. And what I keep telling people is, you're blessed because you're one with God. When you allow yourself to remember that that's your only salvation, that is your only salvation. And so you're one with Source. I mean, you start looking for it in the world, you look for it in your refrigerator, you look for it, in your bank account, forget about it. You might see, oh my God, I see it today. Yeah, okay, well, about tomorrow, and the next day, Eventually, you're going to feel like you're not seeing it. But when you're allowing yourself to see the blessing that's there every single day that comes from Source, that just life itself is beautiful and amazing, that's where it's at. But then we have the sense of challenge. We have the movement into the physical world, right? We have that. We confront the sense of contractions, the shadows, the darkness. but it's a huge opportunity to expand into the light, into the deeper presence that we are, and our deeper abilities and gifts that we've just stuffed away. Want to talk about shadow, right? Like people like you, me, and you are a little closer to it. I get downloads all day. I hear a voice all day long telling me go this way, go that way, right? That we're those kind of people. But yet we're only scratching the surface, right? There's so much more. People say AI, but it's going to take over. This one's going to take over. That's going to take over. Something else is going to take over, other than the infinite power, source God within that operates everything.
I'm not worried about that.
You know,
I'm not worried about that stuff about AI stuff, because I know this. Those things that people are usually scared of, fearful of, those things have no control or power unless you give it to them.
Right.
You have to invite.
Yeah.
You know, because we have dominion. I really believe that. So I'm grateful to know that. But I would really like us to go deeper into the whole energy thing, because you do a lot of work with energy. You do. As a matter of fact, your bio says that you have an extensive background as a professional counselor. You're a certified hypnotherapist with combined business and professional backgrounds in energy scanning, energy clearing, intuitive consulting, spiritual life coaching, channeling, metaphysics, on and on and on. So I wanted to ask you this. Is it possible, for instance, since I was given this challenge to pick up the battle of raising my temple, almost simultaneously, it's like I don't have the energy to get up on time, 4:30 every morning. No matter what I say to myself or do, I feel like I can't get to the health club like I want to. And my literal physical energy seems to be dragging.
Yes.
No matter what time I go to bed, I can go to bed at 6 p.m. and still sleep until 6 a.m., which is not me. Can I ask you, are there ways to change the light bulb and increase the frequency, like from a 40-watt frequency bulb to a 90-watt? How do we work on raising our energy frequency? Do you know anything about that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's all about raising that frequency. Yeah, absolutely. So like for you, again, it's the same thing I just said before. You say, I'm ready to raise my tempo. Well, the minute you say that, you know, what's been playing in the background that isn't your temple has got to integrate into the light. You know, it's got to integrate or leave you, or however you want to look at it. But to me, it's an integration, because every time I do dialogues with these energies within people, and as we're doing those dialogue, I'll dialogue with it. You'll get connected with it. I would talk to it like in a session, and we start dialogue with these energies. And by the time, at first, some of them are really stubborn, like, screw you, get the hell out of here. Every once in a while that happens. They don't want to be talked to. So what I mean by talking to a frequency, it's like a heavy energy you might feel, Lauren, like maybe you feel on your back sometimes, right? Or wherever you're feeling these energies, or you feel pushing down on your head, or it shows up in different ways for people. Well, that's that energy that when you say you want to raise your temple, that energy is like, no, boom, you know, it's going to knock you down, right? So what we need to do is we need to shift that one way or another. One way I do it is, is to do these processes of getting in there and dialoguing with those energies, because usually they're just hanging on because they're just trying to protect you, right? You've been through a lot in your life. A lot of people have been through a lot. So they're just there to protect you. Like, don't go that way. You know what happens when we go down there. And it's like, okay, no, we'll be fine. No, it keeps overriding, right? The subconscious, many of your other guests talk about that subconscious, right? Override. So what we can do, though, is we can find out that energy isn't happy where it is either, right? It doesn't want to keep playing that role in your life to try to keep you safe forever. It wants to evolve. It wants to change. It's like anybody watched the Matrix movies. That energy wanted to evolve. It was trying to control everything, but it wanted to evolve as well. It wanted to be freedom as well. So it wants freedom. It wants to integrate with the light. It wants to raise up. It wants a higher function than keeping you down to play in your life. Maybe it wants to bring more light into your energy and your being. Maybe it wants to make you more intuitive. Maybe it wants to have more fun. Maybe it wants, we don't know until we have the dialogue sometimes. So, I mean, so one thing people can do on their own, though, is just notice when when you're feeling something, where are you feeling it? Are you feeling it like all over it? So for me, like sometimes recently, everything's so intense, it's like almost my whole body's being gripped. It's like, "Grr!" And it's just like, okay. And then I call in Jesus because I channel Jesus, and I just
There,
ask,
I was going to go there next
yeah.
because I purposely left that side of your bio off to
Mhm,
come to this juncture because the
mhm,
next question for you, Daniel, is this. Do you consider yourself a spiritual person or a religious person? Because you say in
yeah,
your bio
yeah.
that you are a channel for Jesus and supports light leaders to lead like Jesus while rocking their businesses to the next level. Now, a lot of people, I kind of joked about it at the beginning of the
Mhm,
hour, how because I have a lot of I come from a deep religious background, Seventh-day Adventist in my
yeah.
adoptive family. And I'm not kidding you. We were laughing about it a couple of weeks ago on here, joking how, I had a niece call me back to apologize because when she was here in October, she walked in, she saw a Halloween gnome and went, "Oh, demons." As soon as she walked in my house, I was like, see what I'm saying? That's the shit
Yeah,
I'm talking about. That kind of thing. It really got me. I'm like, would y'all stop that already? And
right.
so I want to know, how do you maintain and balance that kind of dialogue
Well,
with
because this
people?
is constant. Since I've been coming out and saying I'm doing more work with Jesus, every single person practically saying, "Well, it sounds kind of religious," or "Is that religious?" And like everybody's asking me. I'm like, to me, it doesn't. I'm like, I get where the question comes from. I'm not stupid, but I also realize, like for me, I don't even look at it that way. I realize Jesus is what is an yes, he's an avatar, all that, but he's also an energy that lives inside of us, in my opinion. Okay, Jesus is that light within. Maybe not everybody has contact with it, but I believe is Jesus our Lord and Savior and all that. Well, I just know that Jesus lives in our center of our heart. They talk about the sacred heart and all that, but it's an energy I feel in my heart. I feel connection with an avatar we call Jesus, a real being that walked the earth. And I utilize his energy
So
in
a
the
man or a deity?
well, neither, in a way to me. I mean, he
Oh,
was he was a man, he walked the earth, but he's also a spiritual master guide. He's a spiritual master guide.
I like that.
That's my perspective on it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, and he's for me and for many people that connect with that energy, he is like the central guide, into awakening, into coming back home. Coming back home means really waking up, not I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm a little awake now, or whatever. Like, no, the big one, the big surrender, the big you know, I am that infinite love, and I'm going to embody this infinite love that I am. I am loving all my brothers and sisters. I'm here to be the miracle maker that I am, just by divine grace, not because I'm, okay, I got to save the world, but because it's just happening when we get connected. We start to realize you're not just, the things that people are so unaware. Lauren, people like you and me, again, we're aware, we're getting downloads all the time, but even you, I bet I could teach you that there's more even coming in than you realize. There's infinite messages pouring into us all day long, infinite transmissions, and we're so unawake to it. No one's trained us, no one's taught us. It is as though it was consciously suppressed. I don't know. We hid it from ourselves, I suppose. But somehow it's been suppressed to where we don't realize how infinitely connected we are to source and therefore to each other, that miracles can happen. It happens every time I go to a restaurant. Like I said last time I was on, it happens every time practically. I'm known as he never leaves without a free dessert or something. Like
Oh,
they just
oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
yeah, it just happens all the time. It happened again this weekend. It just happens almost every single time. It feels like sometimes it's like constantly happening that they're bringing it. Oh, we forgot to put the turkey in the sandwich. We forgot this. Hey, let's give you something for free or something. Because it's fun for me. I'm like, wow, look at this. Look at the abundance. Look at the opportunity. And then I send them a lot of love. It's like an exchange or something. It's just fun. It's not like I'm trying to make it happen even. It's by divine grace. It's because of the
Yes.
energy I'm in those
Yeah.
restaurants.
Yeah.
I'm not fully embodied that in every scenario of my life, but in other areas of my life where it's just like, let this happen, like all of a sudden that's happening. You could always say coincidence, but if I have people come to me to pray for something and I'm particularly connected with it, I mean, I'm in that place. Next thing Category 4 hurricanes are down to a 1 or 2 or something like, like it's just and you just swear like there's something that you just connected with that helps to facilitate that. And maybe
Yeah.
it's coincidence, whatever.
Yeah.
But they're always, I've seen it so many times, changing news cycles. Like I never hear positive news and coming through the radio, especially like all of a sudden I remember, especially about our state. Like one time I was like, I want to start hearing good news about our state. It's always corruption, and here in Illinois, and it's like corruption. They stole more money, this or whatever deficits. And also I'm like, I want to hear something. They found surpluses in the budget this year. Oh my God! Like
not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not. But it did. But it did. So because it's a miracle. Because I wanted that experience. When you're genuine and you truly want an experience, and you're really connected with it, you have to be connected with it. Everything's possible. I've gone to amusement parks. Nowadays they make you even do your thumb, right? They're going to take thumb scans. That's how we're going to determine if you're the real deal to get back in. I'm like, you're not going to scan me. And I couldn't make it work. Like this happens all the time. Like this. So when I say there, wait, you're not going to scan me. Like when I say it again, that commanding energy. No, you can't scan me. So they let me in. They just say, okay, we can't scan you. Okay, go on in. They're just endless stories I have. They're little and small, where we have this infinite power. We have it around. Now the thing is, you have to be conscious enough to use it properly, right? Like people can use aspects of this in ill ways for themselves and others, right? It can make things happen, right? And so what we need to do is we really need to wake up. We need to wake up that we're infinite love and realize we don't have to protect ourselves. We don't have to, suppress ourselves and wonder if we're okay all the time, right? We have to get past that. We have to realize we're infinitely we're eternal, right? We are that love that we are. And we're prosperous.
Let me stop right there.
Consciousness. We have to get in the state of consciousness that's embodied. That says, I am love. I am prosperous. I'm at everything that I've ever imagined I could be, and much more. And we have to be in that consciousness and that awareness, and more importantly, in the vibration. So raising the vibration is the whole key. We need to be meditating. Lauren, I mean, I'd love to dog you too, like anybody. Like, are you meditating every day? Are you praying every day? Are you doing the things? Are you utilizing what you know to utilize to continue to raise your vibration? Are you dancing? Are you playing? Are you laughing like we are right now? Right? Are you wearing silly Santa hats? Are you are you having fun? Are you doing the things to raise your vibration? All that brings you into heaven on earth. Brings you into that connection. That's where the miracles can happen. That's where more healing can happen. That's where things can happen more rapidly. If all of us can raise up to that level, we can weather these storms ahead as we're transmuting all this heavier energy that's been around forever, that's been under the surface for many of us, have been more comfortable, right? And like, okay, now it's coming up stronger for us. Now we need to start transmuting it. Part of it is being with it, feeling it completely, doing your journaling, go get your healings or whatever. Like there's so many different ways. Get into meditation with it and feel it and ask God about it or whatever, like your higher self, if that's where you go, right. Whatever. But to get in that place where you really work it through.
So let me just ask you, let's go here because we are in the holiday season. It's really split into when you really get down to brass tacks, you have the commercial, Santa Claus and all of that, and the silly hats, like you just said. And then you have the religious aspect, the manger, the story of Jesus, Bethlehem, the three wise men, on and on and on. So during this season, because do you celebrate Christmas in your home? I mean, do you have like a tree and, all the different things that people have to celebrate Christmas? You do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have fun with all that. It's a great time of year. Yeah.
It is. So you came from, did you come from a religious background?
Yes. Lutheran. Yeah.
Lutheran. Okay. So when you're around your family members, extended, I mean, not right there under your own roof, and these topics come up and you're intermingling, it's like you have almost oil and water inside of the same container, swishing it around on ice. You know what I'm saying? And no matter what, they separate. Meaning, how do you integrate talking about tomorrow? Say if you had family members there today visiting that are Christian based, religious based, and you wanted to talk about tomorrow, how do you feel? Do you walk around those doors and say, maybe this is not the right person to bring this in, so I'll keep it to myself, and then feel a little turncoatish for like a betrayal of some sort? I'm just asking
Yes, yeah,
because I am finding myself more
right,
and more and more
right,
faced with that
right.
choice, and it can be a bit confusing internally.
Yeah. I mean,
As we
for
grow, as we
right,
raise our tempos, you
right.
feel, I mean, do we have, in your opinion, Daniel, a responsibility to try to change the narrative or stretch it or open it up so that people from both directions are a little more accepting of the truth as we know it?
Okay, for me, it's all about coming from that universal love that I am, that you are, Lauren. It's like that's the number one priority. It's not I'm going to try to change your mind and tell you, the way it is, and you shouldn't believe whatever you believe. In other words, even if they have judgments about like you, come on, you're not channeling Jesus or whatever. Even if they say things like that, I'm just going to love them. I'm just going to love them. I'm going to tell them my experience. Well, I have this experience of connecting with Jesus and channeling his energy, so to speak. Right? I channeling his energy. Like that's what I know about it, because I'm not a person of great dogma or anything. I'm just
What
like, this
what
is,
about what about other ascended masters? Do you channel them as well?
yeah, I mean, I can, but I'm not really guided to at this point. Like I just don't. I
Has
don't.
it ever happened?
Well, I don't. I'm trying to think. Have I ever channeled Buddha? Probably. I mean,
I mean, he is
yeah,
right
yeah, I
behind
have.
you.
I have. Now that I think about it, it's been years though. I haven't really done that in a long time. Yeah.
What about when you're in the infancy stage of evolving, of awakening? I'm still feeling like I'm there. I
Mhm.
feel like I'm crawling around and I still take nappies on little blankies and I still have a whoopee, a spiritual pacifier, because I do a lot of crying. I do
Yeah.
a lot of crying. I don't want to go to bed.
Right.
I don't want to eat that.
Well, give it. I mean, think about it. With your background. That's why the more you can be loved up and nurtured the way you are. I imagine in your household there, being really tenderly loved. That's why it's so needed based on your background in this life. Like you didn't get stats as much as like everybody wants more of that. Don't get me wrong, but yours. But that's what makes you so beautiful. And then you have your other side where you can be like me, you can be exacting and strong and like, hey, this is the way it is. Come on now. Like,
That's true.
yeah, yeah. You have
That's
both
true.
sides, which is as a potent combo. I mean, it can be a very potent combo. So I mean, you've got both aspects going on. I think, yeah. I mean, for people that are just feel like they're just getting started, although you've probably been doing it for lifetimes, right? So I would say, like, this is not brand new, guys.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe in this life.
Now,
So
oh, go
so
ahead.
like it's really just, if you, in fact, that can be helpful for that whole thing. The more I think about it, like the more I realize I've been through this before. Yeah, I've been through in these sorts of places before,
Yeah.
different times, different places, but I've been through this before. It helps you to reawaken, right,
Yeah.
to those
Yeah.
times and moments, which is a very deep conversation we could get into. But like you start waking up to that stuff, and you start bringing back the awakeness that you've had even before, and start bringing it back into this eternal moment right now, right? Oh yeah, I remember how enlightened I used to be, because it's a vibration. It's not, you don't have to believe it. It's just a feeling you have. You can even say, oh, it's just my imagination making all this crap up about past lives and what I was.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah. Yeah.
matter. You know what? It's an energy. It's an energy. That's what's key. Because that's what, again, the mind is going to bring to humanity as it continues to wake up. Well, that ain't true. And it's going to use the logical mind to try to disprove things that are more real than what the logical mind tends to point to, right? It's like, no, that can't be true. We got science. Science today says, right? Science has got a new thing to tell you again and again, right?
We're
Science
gonna
used to
pivot.
believe this, and science has evolved. Now it believes this. Now it believes
Okay.
that, right?
Oh shoot. Did we freeze? Okay, we're gonna pivot because I'm looking at the clock and there's something
Yeah,
I want to
gotcha.
touch on before we get out of here today. We got
Okay.
about 6 minutes. So I want to ask this. You get downloads, I get downloads, and I know you really do because I was there.
Mhm.
Have you gotten anything about 2024? Because I have, and I'm interested in hearing what you've gotten, if anything. Kind of comparing them.
Well, like I started to say, it's just it's going. There's going to be. I think it's going to be turmoil. It's going to be chaos, and it's going to come in waves. It's going to be like, oh my God, this is happening, and then what we're going to see is like a lot of times, many of those cycles they're going to digest fast. Some of them, like, oh, okay, we see through that one too. You see, a lot of us, anyway, not everybody, but we see through these things that are happening. So it's going to churn us. It's going to bring us to like you know, both like what the hell's happening, like everything's changing, and also to a place of like, man, for people like us, like there's new opportunity, right? Like, oh my God, there's so many more opportunities. So I'm just talking in generalities because I haven't deeply like try to look at it, but that's
Oh,
kind
I
of
have.
what we've been seeing. But it's going to be a year of chaos. I don't think it's like going to be the end of the world type of thing, World War threes and all this stuff. Like I don't see that personally,
Mm-mm.
but I just feel like it'll be a lot of chaos. I mean, it is an
Well,
election.
there always is.
Remember, like,
There always is.
yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell you what I got.
It's going to be more intense than your average year, though.
Hmm. Well, makes sense because what I was told is, hey, Lauren, this is meant to encourage you, so we're gonna lead with that.
Yeah.
Because this is not a fear-based download; it is an encouraging download, so that you understand. But exactly the way I was shown or told is, in the next year, it's going to feel like the world is going to it's going to get a lot worse
Mm-hmm.
before it has a chance of getting any better.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how does that affect people like you, the people who are a part of the awakening and this, that, and the other?
Mm-hmm.
That is encouraging because it is setting you all up to be able to do the work you were sent here to do. And so, what I was shown, and I'm still shown in most cases on a daily basis, because I find myself sharing this with my coaching clients in particular at least once a day during the week when I'm in sessions. And it's this: a lot of us, as far as the awakening, spiritual awakening within each of us, myself, meaning raising my temple, we're all at a different, if this journey is like an obstacle course, you have the wire that you got to crawl underneath in the mud. You've got the rope you climb up and touch the bell or hit the thing at the top. You got the wall you run and get up and scale over. The water you swing across and try not to drag your feet and get wet. Well, for a lot of us, this time is not about mastering those specific points of the obstacle course as much as it is knowing that our goal right now is to beat our last run of the obstacle course. In other words, to beat my time. So if I'm dealing with energy of betrayal, whatever it took the last time, 10 days for me to get from point A to point Z, to get my lesson, to get my blessing, try to do it in less time.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get through the specific challenges and tests that we're being offered in a quicker time. So it's about mastering and beating your last spiritual time that you ran this spiritual obstacle course. And if we concentrate on that, all is going to be well. And so that's what I get. But again, the reason I'm like, and after that, what? And they're like, need to know basis. We don't want to give you more than you can handle. Get that down. And when you do that, the next thing will present itself. You know what I mean? You will know what you need to know next when you need to know it. So patience is the big piece. Let me ask you, what do you feel when you hear that word as far as us dealing with each other?
Yeah.
Patience, because I'm starting to feel where there's a lot of pushback with people, even inside all of us that are inside this world of change, that sometimes we lack patience because we want people, we expect them. Well, how come you don't know that? Like me asking you about the 1212 portal. I didn't know crap about that. And some people lose their patience with people who are babies. I hear people speak to, what do they call baby souls? You know what I mean? That sort of thing. How do you feel about that? And we got about a minute left. So just give us something, give everybody what it is you believe in your heart of hearts, Daniel, would serve them well moving into this next phase of the journey, i.e. 2024. What would you offer up? What would you offer up?
Well, honestly, it's this 1212 portal call is a good one because I'm saying everything now, because although next year may not be the end of the world, you want to almost treat it that way in a sense, because the end of the world needs to happen, so in this way, like the end of the way we have been, we have got to wake up.
End of the world as we know it.
Yeah, because if we do not start to mass wake up, people are going to go nuts. They're gonna be even more of that going on, more depression, more suicides, more people giving their power away to those that want power over you, and just running right off the cliff thinking they're doing the right things. Let me get the chip in my head, let me do this, let me do that, let me go along with the digital IDs or whatever it is.
Yes,
we have to be ready. There is a sense of getting into our power to combat these things in a sense, like, and to ultimately bring everything into the light. But I'm just saying, like, we have got to get into a warrior stance to get started so we can deepen into the light. And I know that doesn't make sense to everybody, but it's like everything in now. Put it all in now, guys.
Put it all in.
Yeah, just give it all now. Don't wait. That's what I'm saying. It's just stop putting it off. You've got to put it all in now, because there is no more time. It's like the end of time is coming, in that sense. People could say the great rapture is coming. I wouldn't say they're wrong. I don't know. I don't know what's coming next, but it's urgent. And my guides are extremely clear about that.
You're absolutely right. I've been getting that for like 6 years.
Yeah, me too.
A universal sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Just, but again, right underneath it is this beauty. It doesn't scare me as much as it strengthens me, if that makes any sense. Yeah. So, okay. Your website, what can people expect when they head over, and I know they will, to check out what you've got at yoursacredpurpose.com, and tell them where they can catch the podcast and what day and time.
Okay. So when they go to there, you'll find the Meditate and Make Money meditation is like the free opt-in gift. So definitely get that. That gets you in great energy, gets you in that abundance energy, gets you downloads for the day, helps clear your field as well through your chakras, and gets you ready. And then as far as my show, right now it's on, the episodes drop on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So we've got, do a name drop. We got Neil, you were dropping names. Neil Donald Walsh is going to be on the show within the next few weeks. We're going to drop that episode. I don't have a precise date yet, but it's coming up real soon. You got to see that one. He was amazing. And we have many other amazing guests and powerhouses on that show. So check that out. In the new year, we may be only on Saturdays, but right now it's Wednesdays and Saturdays.
And how do people become a potential guest? Is there a thing at your website where they can contact you to talk about possibly coming on themselves?
Yeah, I mean, they can either just email us once they get onto the list, or there's a contact link, I believe, at the bottom of the website. So people contact me all the time. Yeah.
Finish this sentence. All I want for Christmas is
love.
Sweet love.
Sweet love, just to deepen in love. That's
not just for one, but for everyone. Lord,
sing it.
Listen, always a pleasure. We need to get together in real life. We're in the same state. Let's make that happen in 2024. I miss you. Love all you do. Love you. Thank you so much for coming in and pouring into us today. And I'm going to get in and learn more today about 1212 Portal, which is tomorrow, and you do it as well. And don't forget, we got that other thing coming up, the solstice thing, and that's the 22nd of December. They said, isn't that the winter solstice or something? I don't know anything.
Yeah, the winter solstice.
Yeah, solstice. Okay, I want to learn. I'm going to learn and raise my temple all at the same time. Listen, you all, thank you so much for being here today. Tomorrow, Elizabeth Meigs is here. Man was headed to Nashville as a singer at the age of 14, singing all over the place. And then a tragic accident took that dream away. Wait till you find out what she's doing 20 years later. Gonna rock your world in a good way. That's tomorrow right here on Bathrobe Moments. And listen, Daniel, thank you so much. Always a pleasure. We're out of time. I ran over a little bit, but you know what? Time with you all is always worth it. Listen, I'll meet you, God willing, tomorrow right over there on the front porch, where together we can have another illuminated conversation, fulfilling that promise of 2 or more. Get out, find your highest self, and when you do, remember, I said it first. I love you, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Great job. Great job. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need a space.